Let us now have example number 2 of Euler's equation. So number 2, find the solution of x cubed d cubed plus 3x squared d squared plus xd minus 8y is equal to 7x minus 4. Okay? So, based on what we have discussed a while ago, that x cubed d cubed y plus 3x squared d squared y plus x dy minus 8y, we have 7 is equal to 7x minus 4. But what is x cubed d cubed y? That is equal to dz times dz minus 1 times dz minus 2y. And x squared d squared y is equal to dz times dz minus 1 y. And x dy is equal to dz y. So substituting this in the original equation, we'll have dz times dz minus 1 times dz minus 2 plus 3 times x squared d squared is equal to dz times dz minus 1 plus x dy is dz y minus 8y is equal to 7x minus 4. Okay? Nawala yung y. So we have factored out y. Dito na natin ilagay. Okay? At meron pala tayo y pa rito. Yan. So factoring y we have, and expanding, we have d z cube. Okay? Minus d z square okay, okay, so dz cube dz negative 2 pala to. Okay, this and this and that, minus this and that, d z square. Okay, and we have this and negative 2. We have 2 plus 2 dz plus 3 dz square minus 3 dz plus dz minus 8 y is equal to 7x minus 4. Okay? So 2 dz square minus dz square is negative 3 dz square. So this, and this cancels out. Okay? So we have 2dz plus dz is 3dz minus 3dz. That cancels also. So what is left is d cube minus 8y is equal to 7x minus 4. Okay? So that's left. So let's have the auxiliary equation of this equation. So auxiliary equation, we have m cube minus 8 is equal to 0. So if that is m cube minus 8 is equal to 0, what will be the factor of this? So we factor this out as, this is m cube also. M cube minus 2 cube. So one of the factor is definitely m minus 2 times m square plus 2m plus 4 is equal to 0. So what will be the root? Definitely one of the root is 2, but how about this one? Dito tayo mag-concentrate. So let us use the quadratic formula or quadratic equation. So we have your a is 1, your b is 2, and your c is 4. Or we have m is equal to negative b or negative 2 plus or minus the square root of b square or 2 square minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a or 2 times 1. Or this is negative 2 plus and minus the square root of 4 minus 16 over 2. Okay? Or this is negative 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 12 over 2. Or we can simply find this further as m is equal to negative 2 plus and minus the square root of 4 times negative 3 all over 2. Or your m is equal to negative 2 plus and minus the square root of 4 is 2, the square root of negative 3 all over 2. Or your m is equal to negative 1 plus and minus the square root of 3 times the square root of negative 1, that is equal to I. So that will be your other root. So the roots, therefore, roots is equal to r is equal to 2, r is equal to negative 1 plus I, the square root of 3. Para hindi tayo malito. And another one is negative 1 minus I, the square root of 3. Okay? So what is our complementary solution YC? So based on what we have discussed, YC is equal to using root is equal to 2, we have c sub 1 e to the 2 z. By the way, x here is e to the z minus 4, e to the 2z plus, okay, e to the negative z times c sub 2 the square root of 3z, it should be cosine the square root of 3z plus c sub 3 sine the square root of 3z. Okay? But what is z? your z is ln of x. Tama ba yan? Ln of x. Tama. So we have yc is equal to c sub 1 e to the 2 ln of x plus e to the negative ln of x times c sub 2 cosine the square root of 3 ln of x plus c sub 3 sine the square root of 3 ln of x, or yc is equal to c sub 1 x square plus e to the negative ln of x, or x to the negative 1 c sub 2 cosine the square root of 3 ln of x plus c sub 3 sine the square root of 3 ln of x. That'll be yc. So let's keep this for now. Now for yp, we have to use the method of undetermined coefficient on our previous module, on module number 4, number 3 I mean. So for, ito yung gagamitin natin, for 7 e to the z, we have to use rule number 1. Your q is 1, your p is 0, and your r is 0. Your a is not equal to 0. So we have yp 1 is equal to e to the qx, or e to the z times a x raised to p, that is 0, plus x raised to r, that is 0, or yp1 is equal to a e to the z. Now for negative 4, your a is not equal to 0, your q is equal to 0, p is equal to 0, r is equal to 0. Your yp2 therefore is equal to what? Your yp2, based on the formula for undetermined coefficient, is a x raised to p, that is equal to a x raised to 0, or this is simply a, but we have used a on yp1, so this should be b. Your yp must be equal to ae to the z plus b. Okay? That is the method for undetermined coefficient. We're not through yet. Since our equation can be written as d cube z minus 8y is equal to 7e to the z minus 4. Okay? D cube means the third derivative. So we have to differentiate yp 3 times. So yp is equal to ae